Not only will the Singapore economy survive the next 10 years, it will thrive. That's what Minister for Trade and Industry, Mr. Lim Hng Kiang, has his money on at this year's People's Association Youth Movement Policy Forum. He spoke with optimism to about 150 participants, mostly young adults, about the outlook in the next decade.
If you look at Singapore's future over the next 10, 15 years, I think certain key things will stand out. And I hope to be able to underline these very key features and therefore draw the conclusion that our assessment is not only that we can survive, but that if we do the things correctly, I think we ought to be able to do well and thrive.
One of the forum participants had this to say about his worries of surviving as a Singaporean.
My name is Andrew Teo. I'm an alumnus from the Lee Kuan Yew School of Public Policy. I look at the topic, can we survive? Yes, why not? As a nation, as an economy, we will survive. But as a people, I have my doubts about it.
The issue of foreign talent and Singaporeans' access to education was brought up as an example.
They feel that the country has neglected me and I'm stuck. I can't immigrate. The foreign talents are coming in. We are Singaporeans are the only place that we have is ITE for us.
In his reply, Mr. Lim said that Singapore's ITE graduates could command competitive salaries compared to graduates from countries around the region.
The salaries and the remuneration. If you are IT, you may be the bottom 20%. But your salaries and your competition is really with the 60 to 80% in Vietnam, or even better. Even our bottom 10-20% can command salaries which are 60-80% in other countries.
One of the panelist members, Mr. Teng Teng Da, CEO of the Singapore Business Federation, said there would be many opportunities for the nation to be a business hub.
If we do not confine ourselves and block our thinking only within Singapore, in fact, the market is the region, the market is the world. Opportunities are plentiful. Location-wise, we are rightly in the most promising region in the world going forward for the next 5 to 10 years. And Singapore is positioned as one of the most trustworthy, most reliable business hub.
So what do the participants think? Can Singapore survive the next decade?
Basically, Singaporeans are pretty resilient. I'm sure we can survive. I think just one question I do have is for the younger generation. I just feel that most of them are pretty taken care of, or some of them could be well pampered by their parents, or overly well protected and pampered by their parents. Are they strong enough to survive in now Singapore, how it's going to be? And of course, with the influx of foreign nations coming in, and how the world is revolving right now.
I feel that we can survive because at least I'll make sure that I'll work hard enough to help Singapore survive. Yeah, because as a youth, I like to become leader of next generation too, to help the next wave of leaders and propel Singapore's economy forward. So studying hard is of course part of the solution, but beyond that, we have to really motivate our youth these days. But we have to balance with school and a lot of stuff. It's pretty hard. But I think never give up is something that we have to do.
The rising cost of living is an issue for, I think, a lot of us. And in actual fact, a lot of the families that we have in Singapore. I mean, even though only 40%, they said, who pay for income tax and all that. But there's a reason why the other 60% cannot. Yeah, and that really is, I think, an issue that we need to tackle. Yeah.
For Singapore's economy to continue thriving in the next decade, there will be issues which need addressing. For instance, the competition from countries like China and India. To find out about the other concerns raised during the PAYM Policy Forum, catch them on Razor TV's News Square.